This video takes us through the basics of setting the gain and compression. Gain and compression are interrelated. Changes in the signal strength, the gain, can happen at various stages in the signal processing. Preamp gain is the gain that we apply via the preamp on that channel as the signal enters the board. Each subsequent stage of processing, i.e. filtering, gate, EQ and compression, can affect the gain, each building on the output of the previous stage. To avoid peaking, sometimes called clipping, we need to make sure that the output level at every stage is okay, i.e. close to 0 dB. Please note that what you normally see on the PAFL meter is the level after it's been modified by the compressor, i.e. all the processing. So even if that level looks okay, it could have been too high earlier in the chain of processing stages and cause some distortion. We set the gain and compression for each channel individually. Press the PAFL key, which not only makes this channel the source to the PAFL metering, but also selects the channel for processing. If the processing screen is not already open, press the processing key. First, we need to set the preamp gain to get the best signal coming into the board. If you're looking at this screen, then tap the preamp block at the top of the strip for the required channel. Don't change any of the parameters on this screen, we're just here to see the preamp gain level on the meter strip to the right. Using the preamp gain rotary, adjust until the level shows 0 dB at low to normal speech instrument levels. That's the preamp gain set. So we'll turn this one, that's much too low, anywhere up there is much too high. We need to get it settling around 0 dB. And that looks about right. That's done for that channel. Now we can move on to the compression. Compression is simply a way of making the loud bits quieter without affecting the quiet bits. When the signal gets above a certain level, the threshold, anything above that level is reduced by a chosen ratio, say 4:1. That would mean that for every 4 dB the signal gets above the threshold, that 4 dB increase will become just a 1 dB increase. If the signal level is below the threshold, it is unchanged. Please note that if the compressor in key, this one here, is not lit, then no compression is required for this channel. To move on to the compressor, press the compressor block at the bottom of the strip for that channel. You should then see a screen like this. Check that you're looking at the right channel, in this case Vox 2, and that you're looking at the compressor. It tells you right at the top left hand corner that the processor that we're looking at is indeed the compressor. On either side of the graph you'll see some thin meter strips. The one on the left shows the signal coming into the compressor. On the right there are 2 meters, the one right next to the graph and the meter level there. The first one shows the amount of compression and the second the signal level as it leaves the compressor. Below the graph is a histogram, that's this strip along the bottom. Shows the amount of compression over the last 12 seconds. Using the compression rotary, we now adjust the threshold. You can see the yellow line on the graph going up and down. And we adjust that until the histogram just begins to show when the speech level is normal for that speaker. So what we'd like to see is just a tiny little bit of red at the top of the graph there. So that shows that we're compressing, from time to time, we're compressing 2 or 3 dB. That gives us a lot of headroom, so if the singer or the speaker suddenly gets a lot louder, that compression will really kick in and do its job. And that's it, gain and compression in a nutshell.